I'm the Big Dumb Mellennial, and this week I talk about the art of war and about how having an impenetrable defense in life is what feeds you opportunities. This is vlog number 16. Welcome to the show.
Once upon a time, there was a dumb millennial. All we wanted to do was learn some stuff so we could grow.
When I go to work, I like to listen to audiobooks, and the last audiobook that I've been listening to was Sun Tzu's The Art of War. And most of it, the largest portion of it, is pretty much just Sun Tzu says, and then it talks a lot about generals. But after the actual 45 minutes of the book, there's about 3 or 4 hours of a Westerner defining the book in its historical context, and then in a context that is more relevant to a Western audience so that we can understand it a little bit better. And that part was crazy interesting. And I think that there are 2 lines that really stuck out to me. And the first was that a good general influences others, but does not let others influence them. And then the second was that a good general has an impenetrable defense and waits for the enemy to have a penetrable defense. And so what I wanted to kind of do today is go into both of these lines and how I took them. And so we can just easily start with a good general influences others, but is not influenced by them. You could take this 100 million billion different ways, but the way that I take it is pretty simple. A good general influences others. A good boss, manager, a good person influences others. Think about the way that you influence others and what they're doing. Do they do things because they trust you? Do they do things because they want to be a part of your team? Do they do things because they want some of your money? Think about how you influence others. But a person who is skillful at working with other people can influence them. And the way that I want to work on that, the way that I kind of want to understand that, is that I hope that when I influence people, it is because I drive passion in them, so that they're like, yo, I'm stoked for this. Peyton's yammering about this stuff. We're going to jump right on top of this. Or 2, because I want them to be part of my team. Hopefully someday I have a team outside of work or whatever, or a new business that I can take, and they want to be part of my influence because I've got this great team and because I have a plan to go forward. So I influence them in passion, and I influence them to want to be on a really great team. Or the last kind of way that you influence people is just by being the person that you are. Think about how your dad influences, or your mom, or whatever role model you have. Why are they your role model? What do you see them do that makes you want to be like them? I think about a whole bunch of people. I think about my dad's raw determination to just get work done. If I could be half of the worker that my dad is, that's something I aspire to be. And that's how he influenced me, just that personality trait. Or I think about my mom and her strict, logical mind, who's able to grasp a situation and go with it and understand that she wants A, B, and C because this is what the information provides for her. So that's how they influenced me in their own different ways. And I hope that I can influence other people, because that's what a good general does. That's what a good manager does. That's what a good person does, so on and such forth. But the second part of that, which is just as important, is that a good general is not influenced by other people. And the way that I take that, specifically the way that I am taking that, is that a good general doesn't let other people's emotions or determinations or whatever dictate the choices that they're going to make, which is something I failed at in life. I left one of my last jobs because I was super frustrated with my boss. Talked about it 100 billion times. But a good general, a good person, a strong person is a great way to describe it, is somebody that doesn't necessarily dictate what they're going to do because of the things that other people are doing. They're not there for a fashion trend. They're not there because they're trying to impress their boss. They're not there for blah, 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 blah. They do things and they make decisions by their own convictions and the things that they understand. They're not going to jump into a business venture because somebody else says it's a really good one. They're going to jump into a business venture because they understand why it is a good one. And I think that is an essential part of being a strong person and just growing as a person. So a good general influences others. with their attitude, with the way that they do things, with who they are as a person, and makes them better people in a way. One of the goals that could be. But it's not influenced by them. He's not influenced by the emotions that other people have towards you or by the actions that they're making or anything like that. They make their own decisions. And that's how I interpret that line, and that's how I put it into my life. But the second thing, a good general has an impenetrable defense and waits for the enemy to have a penetrable defense. And the way that I take this is opportunity. And this is, I think, a super interesting, great way to compare what opportunity is. Because I don't believe that you can create your own opportunity. As you get older, blah, 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 yeah. But I think that, especially starting out, all that you're doing is waiting to be able to see opportunity out there. And one of the key components of that is having an impenetrable defense in life, whether it's your finances, emotions, time management, whatever. But you have this impenetrable life that you have set and you understand so that you don't have to worry about a huge investment opportunity coming up and not having money, or so that you don't have to worry about a huge time commitment that could hopefully make you a healthier person, but you can't do it because you have to go to things at 7 o'clock at night because you haven't managed your time correctly. And so you can go to these opportunities because you have an impenetrable defense. So what those opportunities are the enemy having a penetrable defense. You can't decide when the other army is going to have weak defenses. You can't decide when they're going to have a hole in their defenses. You can't even decide when they're going to move or anything like that. But you can have an impenetrable defense so that nothing can take you out, and you can watch, and you can see, and you can learn. And so maybe you can make those defenses larger by understanding more skills, getting a real estate license, getting a CWI license, a penetrant testing license. Literally, there's so many licenses out there, it's ridiculous. But you can make it so that your defenses grow a little bit more and you can see more around you. And so that you can see more of those opportunities where when the enemy's defense has one opportunity to go and attack it, to get a lot of really good gains, profit, whatever from that, you have the opportunity because your defense has not been penetrated to go and attack them. And so those were the two big things that I took from it and I thought were super interesting. So in life, if Big Dumb Mellennial is throwing out a little bit of pieces of life advice, just be aware of how you influence others and always be aware that try to do your best not to let others influence the decisions that you're making. Make your decisions from the logic that you have. And then on top of that, look at your life. Is your life impenetrable? If you lost your job today, would you be able to survive? If your girlfriend broke up with you, would it be something that totally destroyed you? If you, whatever. Do you have enough time to be able to commit yourself to other opportunities? But on top of that, are you watching around you for the enemies to have a penetrable defense? Are you looking around you to say, okay, cool, that creek is drying up a little bit, so I'm going to be able to go over under it and go under their fence and attack or be in that investment opportunity or be in that really fun happening time. Have an impenetrable defense and be ready, but always be looking around you. Both of those things together is what creates opportunity. But that's all I've got today. Thanks for watching. If you thought this was helpful, give me a like, maybe a subscribe, maybe even a comment. If you didn't like this, maybe a downvote, maybe a negative comment, maybe just email me. And I think a lot of you guys could text me and say, Peyton, I don't like you. Thanks for watching, though. I hope that you have a good week, and thanks for watching.
Once upon a time, there was a dumb millennial. All we wanted to do was learn some stuff so we could grow. But we all know that it just ain't so. 'Cause he's dumb because he's a millennial, yeah. Dumb millennial, oh yeah, he's a dumb millennial, yeah.